Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming here today at Brussels Press Club to jointly think about the possible spillover of extremism and terrorism in South Asian region after the fall of Kabul. Since the people of Jammu Kashmir, who are divided between Pakistan, China, and India, are the victims of terrorism since 22nd of October 1947. As you might knew that the Jammu and Kashmir was a princely state in the region outside British India. The ruler of Jammu Kashmir, Maharaja Hari Singh, intended to remain impartial between the newly created dominions, namely Pakistan and India. Having regard of that division of British India, the ruler of Jammu Kashmir upped standstill agreement with Pakistan and India. On 12th of August 1947, the standstill agreement was honored by the government of Pakistan on the request of government of Jammu and Kashmir. But unfortunately, after 2 months, the state was invaded from Pakistan with the help of the non-state actors, the term which coined after 7 decades. The Jammu Kashmir, known as a paradise on earth, where the people of different faiths, languages, cultures, ethnicities were living in complete harmony, and the government was looking after them in a most secular manner during that time. Of course, we cannot compare 18th century or the 19th century rule of law with the 21st century's international law and the modernization of the governance and autonomous status of different states and the regions. But we are undoubtedly proud of our rulers who were evolving gradually with the passage of time, and they were keep reforming primitive social, political, and constitutional order in the state. The historical reforms were taken place during Maharaja Ranbir Singh, the second ruler of Jammu and Kashmir, and the laws which were incorporated during his reign are still in practice, known as Ranbir Penal Code. And historical state subject law, the inception of Jammu Kashmir High Court and Jammu Kashmir People's Assembly, known as Parja Sabha, was also created during the last Maharaja Hari Singh, respectively in 1927, 28, and 1934. So this was a short brief of our state. And there is also another aspect that since the division of British India, Pakistan constantly tried to occupy Jammu and Kashmir by force. The first operation which was launched in Jammu Kashmir was known as Operation Gulmarg. The second operation, which resulted India-Pakistan war, was known as Operation Gibraltar. The third operation, which is still going on in different shapes and manifestation, is known as Operation Topak, which was designed by the military general and ruler of Pakistan, General Ziaul Haq, and it came into force after his death in 1987-86. And another operation was also conducted in the northern part of Jammu Kashmir, which resulted in India-Pakistan war in 1999. That was called Operation Ko-Pema. After operation, as in English, it is Operation Mountaineers. So these are two different parallel aspects which the people of Jammu and Kashmir are facing. And today, since the Taliban has taken over Kabul, the government of Pakistan, its ministers, some of its journalists, academia, eulogized Taliban victory and claimed that the Afghanistan is graveyard of empires, and that the United States of America, along with its NATO counterparts, have been defeated by the Afghans. And so they have won the battle with the help of God. And from Afghanistan, they can conquer entire world to implement their kind of international order. This kind of media war and media propaganda is supporting extremist groups, not only inside Pakistan, but also supported by Pakistan, and which are staying in different shapes in Pakistani administrated part of Jammu and Kashmir, which is formerly known as Azad Kashmir. And I hope our colleagues and fellow speakers would shed more light on this phenomena of extremism and terrorism, which is spreading from Afghanistan, supported by Pakistan and its military establishment, and that is threatening civil society, democratic forces, and women's rights in the region. And from the region, it's jeopardizing peace and stability of the entire world. These were the introductory remarks. And now I would like to invite Mr. Andy Vermouth. He is a prominent human rights activist and also NGO representative in Belgium. And recently he has visited